What's going on, you guys, and welcome to episode 4 of the Road to Hyrox North America Championship. If you're catching us for the first time, I left links below for you to check out for episodes 1 through 3, where I cover my conditioning, strength, and nutrition. If you want to start from the beginning, today we're going to be covering my prehab and recovery protocols that I follow as a hybrid athlete. This is super important for me because of the increased volume that I'm putting on my body, past injuries that I've overcome, and the realities of getting older have led to this system in place. So without further ado, let's jump right in. To kick off the video, we're going to start with the prehab side of everything. So this is my preventative work. I really look at this as the work I'm doing towards something before it becomes an issue. So for me, the first thing that I do every morning before anything else is my myofascial release. And I do this through foam rolling. So I'll hit the back, upper, and lower legs. If you're interested to see what that routine looks like, I'll put a link up here that you can follow along in a tutorial. It takes roughly about 5 minutes, so not too long, but that's the first thing that I do every single morning, daily basis. Right after the foam rolling piece, I go right into mobility, where I focus on my shoulders, upper back, hips, and ankles. So following the kinetic chain here. I'll throw another link up here if you want to see what that full routine looks like. And that takes roughly about another 5 minutes or so. So in total, we're looking at about 10 minutes on 2 things that I do on a daily basis. And if you remember back to my conditioning and strength videos, I talked about having my easy days be easy and my hard days be hard. Now, when it comes to my prehab work, I have a different routine that I do for my hard days. So let's jump into that a little bit here. I still do my foam rolling and mobility piece, but I also do an ankle resilience program that I bought from the company E3 Rehab. Physical therapists, you can find them on YouTube. Awesome content, great program that has really opened my eyes to areas that I could really be improving on from an ankle perspective. This is a real big focus area for me going into 2023, given all of the chronic ankle issues that I've had over the last year. So this program helps out with plyometrics, strength, stability, and balance exercises where you can progress and regress and get a holistic view of your ankle health. So one of the big eye-openers when I was doing this program was that my balance was at a complete beginner level, but my strength was at a much advanced level. So I saw the imbalances there, and it started to make sense to me of why I was rolling my ankles so many times. Now, these sessions do take some time to do before I do hit those hard runs on the trail, mountain, or on the road. And to go through all the exercises, we're looking at roughly 60 minutes. Now, that may sound like a very long time for people, but as I mentioned before, rebuilding my ankle to its full potential is super important to me. So if 3 hours a week of prehab work keeps me injury free this year, I will 100% consider that a win. The second thing that I'll do on these hard days from a prehab perspective is I now tape my ankles with athletic tape. After doing this for a couple weeks now, I'm almost questioning why I didn't do it earlier, but it was something that I guess I really thought that it would restrict my movement or range of motion. But the reality is it truly has helped me from a support perspective and confidence. So as I'm running on these downhills and technical terrain, I have the confidence to stay loose versus stiffening up. So taping my ankles is definitely something that I will be continuing here in 2023. So that's the whole prehab side of what we do to prevent things from becoming an issue. So let's jump into the recovery piece. So like after we've done our conditioning or strength, what do we do to kind of get the body ready for the next session? So we'll start off with conditioning, and the first thing that I always do after my runs in the morning is go right into stretching. I'm a big fan of static stretching, been doing it for a long time. For me, it's been a really great way to open the body up after being stiff for 1 to 2 hours at a time. My routine is roughly 10 minutes long, and the great thing about stretching for me is that I never force anything. I always go by what feels best and allow my body to go as far as it needs to go, and if something starts to feel a little bit too tight, I just let it be. If you're interested to see what that routine looks like, I'll throw another link here at the top of the video for you to follow along in another tutorial. Directly after that stretching routine, I'll go into a meditation for 5 to 10 minutes, just depending on the day and the schedule. This has been a really great way for me to decompress after running hot for an extended period of time, come down, and get ready for work mentally. For me, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but going from intense thing to intense thing just doesn't really balance well for me. So having that little window of just decompressing and meditating is a nice break to just be ready for the next thing. I've been using the app Headspace for guided meditations, and they have different ones where it's like getting ready for the day or recovering from sports, taking a midday break, whatever it may be or whatever you feel is best best for you, they have an option for you there. I'm not pimping the brand, but I absolutely have had a great experience with them. So those are the two things that I do on the AM. And now let's jump into the PM. So after we do our strength sessions, what are some of the things that we do to recover? And the one thing that I do 3 to 4 times a week is cold plunging. So I do 5 minutes completely submerged up to my neck. And for me, this does two great things. One, it helps bring down the body temperature after 2 sessions in a day. But 2, it helps out with the inflammation, and more specifically those ankles. Again, big focus area for me. And if I'm spending 5 minutes 3 to 4 times a week in that water, it really helps alleviate any kind of inflammation for me. And the fourth and final thing that I'll do from a recovery standpoint, this is more of an ad hoc basis, so as needed, and that is voodoo floss. Voodoo floss has been something that I just discovered last year, and it's been a game changer. I first discovered them when I started having really bad shin splints, and when wrapping my shin with voodoo floss, it was flushing out that stale blood, alleviating the pain that I had within my shins. I started wrapping my ankles once I had the ankle sprains, and I realized that helped flush out that stale blood, that puffiness when you roll your ankle, to then speed up the recovery. So the way that I use it now, right now that I'm healthy, is that if I feel my ankles being puffy, swollen, or achy, I'll just wrap the ankles, move them around in different planes of motion, and let it sit there for about 1 to 3 minutes just to get out any stale blood that may be there. And if you haven't tried voodoo floss before, I highly recommend it. It's about 15 or 20 bucks for the wrap, and I can't stress enough that you'll feel it right away. So that is the protocol that I follow around my prehab and recovery protocols as a hybrid athlete. In next week's video, we're gonna do a day in the life video where we go through my conditioning, strength, nutrition, recovery, and work in a single video so you can see how the time management piece works into everything. But before you go, I just want to say, if you found value in this video or any of the previous videos that I posted up, it would really mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below. It helps me so much more than you know. And if you have any questions or concerns, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.